hello. Does your subconscious, that nagging inner voice, keep telling you that you aren't good enough or that you don't do enough? Let's look at the research together and I'll offer up solutions as to what you can do to silence that inner critic. The first thing you need to know is that your emotions are all based on your beliefs. I know that might be hard to chew, but in my keynotes, for example, I share an image of a skydiver jumping out of an airplane, and I ask the audience who in the room looks at this picture and says, "Are you out of your mind? I would never do that." And about 20% of the people raise their hands. And then I ask who on the other side says, "Been there, done that, and would love to do it every day." And yet again, about another 20-25% will raise their hands. The important part to recognize is that situations by themselves, on their own, actually have absolutely no meaning. We individually give situations meaning. And the crazy thing is that research actually shows that today, 95% of the time, we react from those old subconscious belief systems, meaning you and I run on autopilot. So let's talk about how you actually really then start overcoming those. The key is to note that we picked up beliefs when we were kids. Research at this point has absolutely clearly identified that by the age of 6 or 7, we have picked up most of our beliefs that we act upon today in our adult lifehood. And so by watching your parents or by any other person of authority, you realized what it's worth crying about, getting sad about, getting anxious about, getting upset about, or really what the relationship between a good couple looks like, the role of a woman, the role of the man, you name it. So I want to bring this based on an example that I had to overcome. So I, for example, felt that I didn't do enough or wasn't good enough, and often felt that there was a need for perfectionism. And when I explored this further, I realized that if I'm not perfect, I am worried that I'm going to disappoint other people. So quite frankly, the belief was, if I disappoint other people, I'm not going to get love back. I'm not lovable. And so then you pause and then you wonder, well, where's it coming from? So you go back, and I did, into my childhood, and you may not necessarily remember a specific moment, but I mean, forgive our parents, but at some point, I'm sure I screwed up, and either my mom or my dad would have stood there and said, "I'm so disappointed in you." And in that moment, very likely, they for this moment removed their love from me. So because in their mind, you can't be angry at something you did and give someone love, so they removed it from you. So I created a belief that when I disappoint people, I'm automatically no longer lovable. And that's how I react every day today. Well, the good thing is I don't. Because the next step you want to do is then really to go back to those situations and wonder, is it the truth? Did your mom really not love you in the moment when you disappointed her? And the answer most likely is no, she still loved you. And if your mom really, you were in a situation where you weren't loved at home, also recognize it doesn't matter. If you would have grown up with a different parent and a different mom or a different dad, and they would have said how awesome and lovable you are, you would have never questioned twice that even if you did something wrong, you're still lovable. And so just with that recognition, you must come to the realization that the way you behave today is actually not a valid approach. Based on what truly has happened in the past, there are 15 different ways to look at the situation. So the one emotion, the one belief that you created from is not necessarily the truth. So this is just an exercise that honestly, once you get started with it, will take you a number of years to really uncover all of the different beliefs that you have. But start with the "I'm not good enough" and "I don't do enough." And this is a really good approach. Certainly give us a call. We have some amazing health coaches on our team. Patty on our team, she does this really, really well. But I also personally have worked with a company called the Lefkoe Institute, Lefkoe Institute, out of California, and so you might find some really good resources there too. Let's not forget the tea. I just went old school today. I got myself some peppermint tea. I needed something to perk me up, and I hope you enjoyed today's video and I can go ahead and enjoy my tea. Have a good day. Bye-bye.